this week's upgrade, we time travel back almost 190 years to the origins of wireless charging. Your favourite feature, Kate's Q&A, is back, and you get 3 more chances to win in our $1,000 draw. Stand by for the secret keyword. On the upgrade from MAGFAST. Hello you, and welcome to the upgrade. It's your weekly compendium of facts and insight and good old-fashioned fun from MAGFAST. Hey, Katie.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Keeping safe, I hope. Katie's based in Texas. Our love goes out to everyone in Texas and all of the other states that are under a lot of pressure at the moment. Okay, so we've got a great upgrade for you this week. I want to talk about the new upgraded way of, well, you know, it's a charging method that you have on your phone. You're probably not using it. Most people watching this have this. Most people are not using it. We'll talk about that in just a second. Before that, I wanted to just give you a quick... remember, we have magfast.com/status, where we have the latest status on each of the products. Right now, we're waiting. Should be here I always hesitate to promise anything because it's so complicated, then something else comes up. But we're a few very short weeks away from getting final production samples for MAGFAST Life and MAGFAST Extreme. We're very excited about that. We're expecting to sign off on them and go last to tooling. I also just signed off on a final tweak to MAGFAST Air this weekend. It was not an improvement, but it was something where we looked at the file and we said, you know what, we need to get that right before we build the final production sample there. And Wall and Time and Road are close behind. Magfast.com/status is your home for all of that information. All right, before we get started, Kate, you have some housekeeping items for us.
Yes. September the 10th, 4 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, yes. Yes, September
1 p.m.
At the 4 p.m.
Sorry.
and the 1 p.m.
Yes,
Keep going.
4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m.
yes,
Pacific.
September the 10th. It's going to be big.
And then we will also reveal our secret keyword at the end that will give you 3 extra entries into our $1,000 draw that we do every month.
The big $1,000 draw this month. I just want to go over both of those again quickly. September the 10th, that's going to be 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, and so what does that mean? That means Central 3 and Mountain 2 p.m. Please put this in your calendar if you haven't already. This is the most exciting thing that we have done in the years since we launched. I've got stuff that is going to drive you crazy if you're interested in what we're doing. Particularly, by the way, if you're longing to get out and travel again, and if you love entertainment. We've got 2 incredible things there for you, and I think also if you're someone who's been following us along, you're going to be really excited by this next step on the journey. And we had a few folks who didn't completely understand, I think, Kate, the $1,000 draw thing last week.
Yes,
let's
there was
make
some
sure
confusion.
There was, for which I will take complete responsibility. It's not you, it's me. So right underneath this video. If you're watching it on our website or on YouTube, or I think most places, if you're watching the video, underneath there is a link to the special place where you can enter to win in our $1,000 draw. There's a bunch of ways of accumulating different entries, which increases your chance of winning. You get 3 by entering the secret keyword, which is going to come up, which we're teasing now, is going to come up in a few minutes' time right now during this video. Okay, Kate, are we good to go?
Yes, you're good to go.
Splendid. Well, we have, as I said, an exciting one this week. I want to talk to you about wireless charging. Likely, your phone has wireless charging, like baked right into it, but most people aren't even using it. It's extraordinary to me. For context, you remember a few weeks ago, we spoke about USB-C, which is the great wired charging standard that everyone's adopting and is the standard, we think, for the next decade or so. MAGFAST, of course, is modular, which means that if there were a new charging standard, we just make it and it snaps right on. So that's really cool. We're kind of future-proof in that way. But we believe that the 2 standards for the next decade are, and I've got a little presentation, so I'm going to pop my glasses on here. By the way, we did hear that some people have been asking where I get these beautiful glasses from. You may want to grab a pen and paper, Kate. And I know you don't want glasses like this, but you've seen these requests coming in, people emailing us in. You want to write this down? Are you ready? Because they're very upmarket and expensive. Okay, ready?
Yep.
They're readers from Costco, 3 pairs for $20, or is it 19.95? I forget. Readers from Costco. Promise you, I've ordered them 2 or 3 times right off of Costco.com.
Okay.
But you will need a current membership. Okay, so we did USB-C a couple of weeks ago. It's the pair, however, of let me just get my mouse over here. All right, it's the pair of USB-C and Qi that you want, whether you get your chargers from us or from anywhere else. These are the charging standards for the next decade, and that's why MAGFAST, we say we're going to charge 2 decades of devices, because in the top half of the screen there, USB-A and micro and Apple's Lightning, they cover everything that's been made over the last decade, and they'll be fading out in the coming years, we believe. Of course, Apple keep everything secret, but we believe that that'll be on its way out certainly in the next 3-4 years, if not in the next couple, because the 2 new standards are USB-C and Qi. And if there's another mystery one that comes along, MAGFAST is designed from the ground up to be able to accommodate it, as I say. All right, but I thought before we went any further, it might be fun to do a little bit of history about where did wireless charging come from. Well, this guy, and by the way, Michael Faraday on the screen now, kudos to him for getting a COVID haircut almost 2 centuries before it was in fashion. So in 1831, in his laboratory, he did an experiment kind of like this. Okay, now you may have done something like this when you were at school, maybe. It's pretty simple, right? On the left, you've got a bit of bottom left, you've got an on-off switch. So you've got a battery, and you've got a coil there. All right, and on the right, with only air in between them, there's another very similar coil and a little instrument to measure it. And Michael Faraday basically did an experiment like that proved that when you run electricity, when you run electrons backwards and forwards around a coil, like this, it induces an electromagnetic field that then passes magically through the air, all right, and induces the flow of electricity in an adjacent coil. It's as simple as that. Here's a diagram that I shamelessly downloaded from the internet that shows what that's like in the world of wireless charging. So I'm sorry, this isn't quite as pretty as we like to do. When we do when we make a kind of formal, proper scripted without you and me joking around on it, when we make the formal video, we need to do a better graphic than this. But what you can see there is in the upper left is someone just plopping their phone down onto a wireless charger, and then larger at the bottom it shows you can see 2 coils kind of next to each other, and the one is causing a field to flow through the other. All right, let's look at that in the context of MAGFAST itself. So here is MAGFAST. Oh, MAGFAST Extreme. Don't you just love it? It's the world's first power bank, we believe, with 3 Qi wireless. Can you imagine what this is going to be like when we get out and about again? With your family, everyone can use it at once, or if you're out at a conference or something, you'll be the cool kid who can share charging with the other people sitting with you. It's just going to be fantastic. Meet friends, how to make friends and influence people, thanks to MAGFAST. So here's Extreme. Here, is Extreme in our exclusive limited edition Forest Green. You remember we're doing Forest Green to celebrate our long-term commitment to become the greenest chargers, and we're starting out by planting a tree for every charger pre-order. So that's what they look like on the outside. And let's just fade through, and here you've got, right up on the surface, the 3 coils, the 3 wireless charging coils that match the positions. Look, that match the positions on top. So a whole bunch of electronics in there as well that will sense when you place an item onto one of those coils. It will sense it. There's then a little communication between your device and our coils. What kind of power can you take? What kind of mood are you in? How much power? How full is the battery already? So there's a little exchange of information like that, and then charging proceeds. These days, up to 10 watts are in the Android world and 7.5 watts in the Apple world, because they tend to be a bit more conservative about heat. That's Extreme. We have Qi wireless charging in all of our products except for wall, because that's not what it's for. Wall is to plug into the wall and to give that. All of the others have Qi in one form or another. All of them have it as an output, with the exception, do I have it here? Yeah, of your MAGFAST Time. Okay, MAGFAST Time gives up the Qi on the front because it has a different form of wireless charging for the Apple Watch, but it does. This is an old model here, but it does have Qi wireless charging in, so you can get charge in by placing it on a Qi wireless pad anywhere in the world, or onto another MAGFAST device. The other thing about the wireless charging, and I'm going to explain why I keep on using this word Qi in just a second, is it is about 75% efficient. So let's put that into context. How efficient is 75% efficient? Well, it's not quite as efficient as a brand new gas boiler. They tend to be up in the 90s. It's way more efficient than an old electric light bulb. It's actually kind of borderline more efficient than an LED, like the new efficient lights that we're all buying. They tend to be kind of 65, 70, like in that kind of a range. So it's pretty efficient. But if you've got a limited amount of power left in any of your MAGFAST chargers, and you're desperate to get power into your device, use one of the wired connections, because that is much closer to. It's still not quite 100, but it's much closer. So you give up a little bit, but it's so convenient being able to take your phone, put it down, charges. Take your phone, put it down, it charges. So we love wireless charging, but if you're at a kind of in a sort of edge case, you're kind of out on the camping trip and you've got the last drops of power available to you, you want to use a wired connection. How does all of this get controlled? MAGFAST is a member of the Wireless Power Consortium. It's the industry body. It's voluntary to join. You pay fees to join, but all of our products are being certified by the Wireless Power Consortium. You'll get a little number on it. You can look it up in the database. In fact, you can look us up in the database now. You go to it's a nice short URL, wirelesspowerconsortium.com, and I think they have on one of the menus you can look up the member list. You just type in MAGFAST and you'll see that we're in there. It's a bit of a funky interface, but you can see that we're credentialed over there. So that's just like a quick rapid look at how wireless charging works. This name Qi is basically a name created by the consortium, by the kind of industry consortium. And it's one of the things you want to watch out for, because when you're buying wireless chargers from us or from anyone else, you want to get Qi, because all Qi stuff is compatible with all Qi stuff. Your phone, if it's from one of the major manufacturers, will be Qi certified. So you want to make sure that you're in kind of the so just making sure I match Michael Faraday there. You want to make sure that your phone can have the correct kind of conversation. There's plenty of stuff, of course, out there on Amazon and all over the web that is not certified and therefore less likely to work. In some edge cases, could even be a little bit dangerous with overheating and so on. So make sure you're getting Qi certified stuff, even if we're not your vendor of choice. I know we get a lot of questions about Qi coming into Customer Central. Kate, have you got a few of them lined up there?
I do. I have quite a few more than usual, so I know you usually give very short answers, so just keep that up.
I detect a soupçon of sarcasm, which I will ignore. Continue.
Okay. I think you touched on this a bit, but this is a question that we get not all the time, but pretty frequently. Are Qi charging and wireless charging the same thing?
Yeah, so Qi charging is the proper industry standard within wireless charging. There can be different ways of doing wireless charging. I mean, essentially they're the same thing for all intents and purposes. Like if you're buying good stuff from good people, the only standard around is Qi. There were a couple of others, in the early days that were vying to become the standard, but Qi has become the standard that you care about. So no, they're not, because there could be all kinds of different wireless, but yes, Qi is the one. I'll aim to be quicker with the next question. All right, So what's next, Katie?
Our next question is from Christina,
Hi,
This is
Christina.
actually a two-part question. I have two here, so I'll just put them together because they're about the same thing. She's asking, I have a pop socket on the back of my phone. Will it still charge? And it kind of goes into the next question. Do I have to take my phone case off when charging?
The absolutely ideal thing would be nothing in between your phone and the Qi wireless charger. If you've got a few millimeters of completely neutral material like the plastic that you would typically have or leather that you would have in a case, you're absolutely fine. If you introduce metal in there, you're going to be in trouble. All right, so you want to stay away from that. But a lot of the accessories manufacturers understand this. Very popular are those magnetic things where you can. You have a case and it can kind of snap on in your car, right? You can put it on the dashboard of your car and it snaps on.
Yep,
well, some of those
are.
You have that? Right. And the good ones are made to be compatible with Qi, both the case and the so you can have Qi and magnets. Of course you can have Qi and magnets. MAGFAST has Qi and magnets. But there are rules about how far apart they can be and that kind of thing. It's one of the things that took a long time was to achieve everything MAGFAST was had set out to do and is promising, and also to do it within the regulatory environment. So you really want as little as possible, but a case is absolutely fine, and a little bit of thickness if it's neutral plastic is fine. But as soon as you go to any kind of metal, it will either stop it working altogether. In most cases, it will do that. At best, it will spoil the charging. And because Qi is all about sort of power and safety, it's very likely it'll just cut off. In MAGFAST case, if it's cutting off for that reason, you'll get a blinking red light. If you're on Life, for example, the Qi on the front is port number 4, and you get a blinking red light on LED number 4. Okay.
Okay. I will say this is related to that. When you came to visit in Austin a few months, not months, like last year, I believe, and you brought Life. It was a prototype. And I actually was able to, I have a wallet on the back of my phone case, and I could still charge using Life with my phone case on it.
Good. So we want to under-promise and over-deliver. It depends what's in your wallet, right? I mean, now some fancy people have these credit cards that are kind of made out of titanium and stuff. That would probably that would certainly mess up the flow. So it's kind of, it depends. Less is more when you're trying to, it's kind of like if you want to get a good cell phone reception, don't go into a concrete building. It's like, because sending stuff through the air, even though we've been doing it for over 100 years, is kind of hard to do. All right, any more?
Yes. So this is from Barbara. She says, I have an iPhone 7. Is it a new enough model to use the Qi?
I think iPhone 7, in fact, I'm pretty sure that iPhone 7 was the last one that did not have built-in wireless charging. However, you can go out and get, at quite reasonable prices, you can get a case, all right, that you'll put onto your iPhone 7. The case then has the coil in it, and it feeds the power in through the lightning tip in the bottom. I have to say, off the top of my head, I don't know if there's one that is both Qi certified and Apple certified, but there's certainly stuff out there. Pretty much everything since, and I've kind of lost track of my years, but everything from 2017 for Apple and a year or two before that for Samsung does have Qi wireless in it. Okay.
Okay, I have a couple more still. So this is from Jason.
Hey, Jason.
He says, I am curious to know if it will also charge the Apple AirPods Generation 1 and 2 as well as the Apple AirPod Pro.
You mean the Apple AirPods? The answer is which come in a little case like this, as many will know. The answer is if you have one of the wireless charging cases, which was didn't come with the first generation, and I think was an option on the second generation. The answer is yes, because it is Qi. So you just lay it right down like this. And in fact, we showed you. Let's bring it back up on the screen. In that first image, we showed you Qi wireless charging with AirPods being one of the things that are charging alongside a phone. This is why we think that 3 Qis in a row is going to be really fun. I mean, nobody else is doing it, but we think it's going to be really fantastic. when you're out and about, when you, as I say, kitchen, conferences, that kind of thing, because you have your phone. A lot of people have wireless charging earphones these days, and then someone else comes along, they want to charge their phone. We just think being able to move several pieces in and out like this is going to be really terrific. All right, we better start wrapping this up now, okay? Any more?
Okay, I just have one more question.
Yeah.
So this is from Topher, and this is a pretty popular question that we receive. So he asks, how does something larger than an iPad get charged using the MAGFAST family of products? Can it be done wirelessly, or is it too big and require one of the wired solutions?
Yeah. So for the thing about these pads is that generally they don't have Qi in them, right? So therefore, the answer it would be wired. Different manufacturers do this at different sides, but typically wireless charging is good for something with a kind of fairly small form factor like this. When it gets bigger, it can work. It would just become a little bit cumbersome, so they tend not to put the coils in. I know that in some Starbucks you can go, because they have wireless charging, you can go and you can get like a kind of ring from behind the counter. It's like a ring with a wire sticking out of it. So you can place the ring on the wireless thing and then plug the wire into. It's getting a little janky, I think, when you do that. So wired remains the best way to do the larger devices. They tend to have larger batteries that need to receive a lot more power, and obviously we can flow a lot more watts down wires today than we can with wireless charging. All right, was that the last question?
Yep, that was it.
In that case, we should probably wrap this baby up. What should we say in departing? Let's just remind us, September the 10th, there's a link right underneath here to put it in your calendar, please, right now, if you haven't already, and start getting excited. It's going to be a doozy. Also, Kate would like to meet you in person because we'd like you on air in the show in future weeks if you'd like to be a part of this. The reason I paused there was that the word boat race just came into my head, and I realized that very few people watching this would understand it, but you may have heard of Cockney rhyming slang, which is the secret language of the people from the East End of London, says that other people in London couldn't understand what they were talking about. And boat race is a Cockney rhyming slang, so they would use phrases that rhymed to get to the word. So boat race was face. So if you would like your boat race to be part of the upgrade, then get in touch with Kate, and we'd love to do a little interview with you, Amisha. And I actually spoke by phone with about a dozen of our customers in the course of the last week, and I have rarely enjoyed myself so much. You guys are an amazing blessing, and we thank you for your love and for your enthusiasm. All right, Kate, what is this week's secret keyword that will give you extra entries to win in our $1,000 draw?
Qi wireless. All one word.
Okay, Qi wireless. And we better spell that because it's pronounced Qi, but it is spelled
QI.
QI. In some countries, they don't even call it Qi. They call it QI. So the letter Q, the letter I, and then WIRELESS. Qi wireless is this week's secret keyword in the MAGFAST $1,000 draw. We also have a link underneath. You click on that, and you can pick up some other entries by doing other things, and it resets every month. So we do the draw every month, but you can get three extra entries every week by joining us for this and entering the secret keyword. Is that it, Kate?
Yep, that's everything. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, and thank you for helping us change charging for good.